Hey everybody, how's it? Car bomb. Now I've had a lot of people bomb me to check these guys out. And you know, it takes me a while to get through, and now I've cycled, a couple bands already, and now I'm going to go through a phase of about 4 or 5 brand new bands or artists or whatever. So this is the first of a few of the brand new. So this is Car Bomb Gratitude. It looks like, well, it was uploaded onto the Car Bomb YouTube music channel October 16th. Once again, sometimes I pick songs that are in the middle of their discography, at the beginning, at the end. After I get done with this, I'm going to look forward to you guys helping me out with a little bit of their history and maybe pointing me in a direction for some of their other songs. Because, I don't know who the band is, hence I don't know the discography, hence I'm just going gratitude. All right, you guys ready? All right. All right, my first stop. Jeez. Okay, so when I'm listening to a song for the very first time, it's a lot to digest, and I'm not doing a theoretical breakdown. It's just what I'm feeling and what I hear. First, that opening was an expose of just drumming magic. Those coming and repeating the cycle through the toms and stuff. These are way beyond. These are 30 seconds, and then followed with the kick. They did that like 5 or 6 times and stuff. And then I started listening to as I got past the euphoria of that, going, geez. The guitar. Now the guitar sounds like they could be. I don't know. This is where I count on you guys to help me out. But the guitar sounds definitely like it has some kind of a harmonizer to it. Companies like STL or I think it's Neural DP or sometimes Axe Effects. I think one of those two are tied together or something like that. But I go all the way back to the days when the very first outboard gear guitar processors came out, and there were some really trick settings. And I think a lot of it was also stemmed from what Steve Vai did and other guitar players, instrumentals, when they would use harmonizers to pitch shift. You would have the one note that you would play, but you can assign a perfect third or a fifth or a seventh or a fourth, or it depends on what key that you're playing in. And I really found that, like, I haven't heard it out of anything that I've done so far. I haven't heard anything like that. And then when the verse came in, when they were setting up for the verse, the guitar on the right dropped out. I should have looked at how many people were in this band, so I'm going to assume there's 2, but if there's 1, the overdubs, excuse me, that they were doing, if they layered, obviously the guitar dropped out on the right side of the cans, but when the vocals came in, I heard like another harmony going on in the background, like a softer, I don't know if it was a vocal harmony or something happening there. It was super, super intriguing. And then, of course, the vocal comes in, And so these guys are already, I'm going to say this almost every time in every video. If we're listening to them and if you're enjoying their music, they're already excellent musicians. And I try to jump out and harp on things that are very unique in a nuanced, subtle way and not go too crazy in the theory. I loved his voice, and then as it came up towards the hook, obviously everything got turned on to 11. I don't mean literally, but the power of the song took off, and also he cut loose in a whole different part of his voice and performance. I'm forgetting something, but I'm sure I'll circle back into it. So I'm going to bounce back into something, and I'm sure I'll remember. There was something else I wanted to say, but the older I get, everybody knows. What is it? The older I get, the better I was. Okay, here we go. So stay, you realize, black man Okay, I want to stop there really quick. Now, something else that I noticed is it feels like whatever it is that his pitch shift is, it sounds like it's a fourth, but I could be wrong. Most of the time I am. But that also dictates kind of the scale or the series of chords he's going to play, even though it may feel outside of his scale. Because of these, if it is a fourth, let's just say it is, these perfect fourths in the chord change, or what he's playing in his chords, and then that other tone is generated by the pitch shift. The chords are very wide open and very, what's the word I'm looking for? The interval is very fat. It's huge. It's very, very, very fat. And then at the end of every little phrase, he was going dun 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 dun. Many different ways guitar players can do that. A pick scrape across the strings coming up or going down, and then depending on when your left hand is, you get really unique sounds of your scrapes, and you got to stay away from like the 5th and the 7th frets, otherwise you're gonna hit harmonies, or the 12th you'll hit harmonics. But I love that. I love the fact that it's a very percussive arrangement. The whole thing is extremely percussive. The drummer, he knows when to put it on Ghost Pepper, if you know what I'm talking about, the hot peppers. And there was that one section where it seemed like it slowed down, but it was in the same exact tempo. But truly what changed was how he was playing his hi-hat. I'm assuming he's playing it this way. So that one section where it looked like did it slow down? No, what he did, and it felt like, is that he just went into a slower time in the hi-hat, and then he went back into the eighth notes on the hi-hat, which felt like the tempo was lifting, but the reality is he was bringing up the speed in the way he played his rhythm, if that made sense. I think it did. Did it? I hope it did. So let's go back a little bit, and it looks like I still have a little bit going on. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Brain fart. I'm sorry. I also wanted to bring out the engineering when the growling is going on in here. How the engineering it feels like part of the whole guitar fold. It's not a standout growl. It literally feels like the growling is part of the chord structure of the guitar. It seems like it could be just because of the way the growling and the tone of the growling and the unique overdrive distorted sound of this pitch shifted metal guitar sound. I hope I'm making sense. Coffee's been strong lately. All right, here we go. that was sick. I loved what they did. Now that last passage that we heard, there was something that happened there that when there was I couldn't tell if it was a series of meter changes there or, you know, the arrangements changed with the guitar, bass, and the drums within the 4/4, and that it just got complex in the writing. So I couldn't quite catch on to that. There wasn't a long enough phrase for me to try to sit there and count it off. Now they get back into the more harder chugging and it a little more straightforward, a little more, I don't try to name it because I'm not that familiar if it's a gent style or if it, you know, that particular type of sound that it felt like as they were playing. But as they got into it and really started holding down their chug, the lead vocal had this nice long, it sounded like half notes that he was holding out. But as he started off, you know, in his melody, and then the harmony off of that was super cool because it complemented whatever pitch shifted setting was on the guitar. So the guitar, it sounded like the guitar had the notes that it was pitch shifted to, and the melody and the harmonies were circling those notes in their own harmony phrasing, harmony layering. And so it sounded very, I don't know, it's very choral, very metal choral, I would say. Then, of course, they sew it up with the growl on top of it. So they brought everything home to roost, and then they just, you know, they just gave you the people's elbow and bang an ending here. So, wow, totally stoked on Car Bomb. Who knew? That's the thing. That's why I love this channel. That's why I love what I'm doing. You guys are teaching me. I'm giving you a little bit. You're giving me a lot because I just get, you know, more and more exposed to crazier, sicker, absolutely mental bands that are just outstanding in their arrangements and composition. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the subscriptions. I have a little link down if you would decide you want to buy me a cup of coffee. That's down below because my channel's not monetized, as that little thing said earlier. And I'm sorry if ads are running, but it ain't me. And also AKG 240s. That link's going to be below. And also a link to their Spotify and some of their other vinyl. And if there's any available, that link will be below. So I got so much more coming for you. I got 4 more new. I've got the browsers open. I know you guys are going, is he doing mine? Is he doing mine? I don't know. I'm doing somebody's. All right, guys, take care. All right.